Welcome back to Visceral, and today I'm going to talk about a box set that was sent to me by King Volume Records. If you're not familiar with King Volume Records, I highly recommend checking this label out. If you really like sludgy metal, proto-metal, anything that's kind of inspired or in the remnants of Black Sabbath, you're definitely going to love the releases that are on King Volume Records. I actually first came in contact with this label because a local band here in Santa Rosa called Lord Mountain, they put out an LP a couple of years ago, and then King Volume Records actually released that EP with another band that's on the other side of the record. It's a great record, but you should definitely check that one out. But this release, what was so cool about it to me was that it was a box set of a number of their releases. And I must say the one that I really wanted to get is a record from a band that I'm sure many of you are familiar with, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. It's a great name. It's hard to say, but they've been putting out some of the best kind of indie rock, kind of psychedelic, sludgy metal, just great releases. And in fact, a couple of years ago, they put out like 5 records in 1 year. And one of the records they just released digitally. It was this record here until King Volume came along and they put the cassette out. Let's take a listen to one of those tracks right now.
Castle, inching closer each century, crumbling castle.
There's a lot of cool stuff in this box. In fact, in addition to just coming in a very cool box that has their logo printed on it, it also came with a flag that's flying in my garage right now. They actually threw in an extra cassette here that I think is not normally for part of the box set, but if you contact them, they might have some extra stuff they can throw in for you. So I just kind of want to play through or show you a track or so from some of these cassettes because they're all really great. They all have their own little charm to it, but I think I'd like to share some of these things with you. A band that I was not familiar with until I got this box set was a band called Loudness War. And this is a really cool record as well. This is their record, Warm Fizz. It's just the kind of metal that I really like. It's not too abrasive. It's not too caustic, but it's just the kind of stuff that is going to make you want to pump your fists in the air, have a good time, drink some beers, enjoy metal. Band that was in this box set that I want to share with you is one from a band called Cracked Machine, and I don't actually know if this one is one of the artists listed on the actual release for this box set that you can still buy on their Bandcamp page. But again, it was an awesome find for me. I know King Volume, the kind of music they put out, it's always going to be good. It's always going to be within that metal vein that I had mentioned before, but this was a great surprise. Let me just play a little snippet of this track for you to understand how awesome this release was. So I bought this release. I think I spent about 25 bucks, maybe even less, but just look at all of those awesome cassettes right there. All of them are great releases. They're all ones that I put on pretty routinely. I mean, I would say every other week or so, I'm going back to this box set, take one of these out, put it on the tape deck. So definitely check out King Volume Records if you're not familiar with them. Look through all the stuff on their Bandcamp because they got a lot of great releases. I think it's one of these labels that really should have a lot more respect out there and should get a lot more attention than they currently do. That's it for today, everyone. Remember, we have a podcast that comes out every 2 weeks. You can find that on Apple Music, on Stitcher, anywhere you find podcasts. And we also end up putting video versions of that here on YouTube. We have a website, all that stuff. So go and check those out. Make sure you leave a comment, subscribe, all that jazz. Until next time.